Hey, what's going on, guys? Joe with OMGRC. So today, part 3 of our Ford Mustang GT4 build from Tamiya. Anyway, let's go ahead and recap on what's been done so far. We got the electronics ready to go. So just kind of look over the chassis real quick and then we'll continue on to the build. Alright, so in this build here, part 3, we're not going to be touching the body as of yet, but we will be going ahead and we're not going to, well, unfortunately, I don't have any CA glue. I did, but it's no good, so I got to get some more CA glue. So that's where we're at with that's the glue to keep the tires all from popping back off there. So anyway, we're on to, this is going to be on page 13, and I've already got everything hooked up. I mean, I've tested all my electronics to make sure that they're good and working. I did change, as you can tell, I cut the head off of that connection and put a T-style connection on there, so we're good to go on that part of it. All right, let's get started in this build. All right, so we want to go ahead and make sure when we're going to hook up our servo and everything like that, we make sure it is on 0 as far as our steering trim. So it's set to 0. Depending on what yours is, if you have to get into it digitally, make sure it's zeroed. That way it's not going to left or right a little bit. Make sure it's set 0. So anyway, that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. Power everything on, make sure the servo's set, and then I'll go ahead and hook up my servo saver as the instructions here. Kind of show you getting it all put together. They do give you, I think, different screws here anyhow, depending on the thread that you have. So mine has a fine thread that's on there. So I'm going to go ahead, get a screw for it, and then get assembling. You're going to have stuff as far as in your P section that's here, as far as your parts. So here for your servo saver, you're not going to use this one here. This one, you're going to go ahead and grab from D. So there'll be a couple parts that you're going to get from the D. They'll tell you in there as far as where you're getting it from. They're like D11, this piece here, and then also as far as D10 for this piece here. So I'll go ahead, these will be the parts that we'll remove. So let's get those off. All right, so let's go ahead and I'll calibrate my electronics, my servo, get that zeroed out. All right, so there's a little bag that's here, this bag right here. This bag has different screws based on the different type of servo that you're using. So you do have some options just in case your servo doesn't have a screw with it, or you're taking off another vehicle. They do provide you with some different options that are here. So anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and choose the right one for mine. Go ahead and put this servo saver together. All right, and just an FYI, that bag that had the screws in it was part C, the C bag that's here. Anyway, I found mine's MC2, so it just had, that'll fit on my Kyosho servo that I have. So anyway. All right, so mine's good to go. Seems to be working properly. Center's back up, so good on that one. They do give you a couple, there's like 2 of them that are here. These little guys right there. So just in case like you have a different servo, it has like a little bit different as far as its pattern that's in there. So anyway, that's that. All right, and just down at the bottom here, these are just for different servos as far as the different type of threading that you have, or spline. So you can pick from those two. Hopefully one of those will work for you. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab parts off. It's gonna be like on the D parts. I'm gonna need this little piece that's here, so we're just gonna pull that off. So there's that. Then here, on this is gonna be on A5. So this will be a part that we'll need as well. And then we need, I think that is, right here. So this is going to be on B. She has those little, I don't know what they're called exactly, B11 that's on there. Anyway, so B11, we need to grab those little pieces there. I'm going to go ahead and, we need to grab those, but I'm going to use scissors and stuff and get those off of there. And then as far as your actual, for your servo saver, your mount, so I'll go ahead and grab those. Those are on A, that's D, and we got, there's not much left here. So here's A, so there's one of them here, and there should be a duplicate right on here as well. So we'll go ahead and take those off. All right, I'm gonna clean those parts up so that way there's no sharp edges. And then I'll get these pieces off of there, and then from there we'll just get the other little pieces. Like there's the cover that's here, you got this little shrouding that's over there as well. So there's a few things, so I'll go ahead and grab those pieces. There's the antenna mount. Here's the antenna piece that's here. This is on 12D, so we're grabbing that piece there. And anyway, we've got to grab all these little pieces too. Anyway, I'm going to cut those off of there because they're kind of a pain to get off. So anyway, I'll grab those parts and then we'll continue on. Alright, so I believe I have all my parts that I need. There's quite a bit on here. Just got to look at everything that's on here as well as like over on this side as far as your screws and stuff like that. So I laid all the screws out as far as to each like kind of steps here. And also as far as we need our electronics or our servo, we need our electronic speed controller because we need the switch to mount that. Also our receiver case in here with the receiver. And as far as just some other little bits here and there, we got our straw as well. All right, so let's go ahead and time lapse this. We'll go ahead and start getting this stuff installed into the car. Alright, so this little receiver box I'm not going to use, and I don't think it's really necessary for the kit because I'm going to put the receiver up on top of the servo here. And then as far as when it comes to the electronic speed control, I'm just going to mount that down here so you guys can kind of see that from aerial shot. So yeah, I'm just going to mount that here and we're going to be pretty much good to go on that part. Now when it comes to the tires, oh, one other thing, since this little plate right here, this is the on and off plate. I wasn't able to use that because it's too close up against the wall of here. So it's too close right there. So I just went ahead and said, okay, scratch that. Not going to use it. You can kind of see the on that's there anyway. And you know, you probably could just trim just a little bit off and it might be okay. But I decided not to for now, because more likely if I keep this car, or you know, if I start to run it, I'll probably just go with a different electronic speed controller anyhow. But for the time being, there's too many restrictions I think on this. You got to use this, you know, type of battery. You got to use this type of motor because they want a censored motor in there. So, and then you're restricted to this type of motors and whatever. So I just like, you know, I would just get rid of that thing. I don't like restrictions. I want to be able to be free to do what I want. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and now, since we have to glue the tires, I don't have the CA glue. I will just go ahead and mount the tires up so we can at least see it. And then, what's the next page here? We're going to put as far as our rotors on too, so that'll be cool. I'm looking, I wonder if I got other rotors that I could use that are colorful. But we're really pretty much at the body top here, and I think that's about the end of it, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I mean, we're pretty much just at adjustments, setting up the chassis and all that kind of stuff, for depending on what you want to do. So yeah, this video will be pretty quick on that, but you know, the next thing will be as far as getting a paint job on this body top, which is still sitting right over there. Alright, so let's go ahead. I'll put this electronics in here and then put the tires on. At least we can kind of give it a little run, see how it is. Alright, just figured I'd just go ahead and turn this thing on, make sure everything kind of works. Just I tested it before, but I figured, well, let's check it again. Good on the steering. So yeah, rolling the direction it needs to roll. So cool. Let's go ahead and get some tires on here and get our bumper on, and some other little stuff that needs odds and ends stuff as well. And then from there, we'll just pretty much be on the paint part of it. So I got to put the body post on, and that's going to help us when we go ahead and spray the paint, the body, as far as where we need to mark it, and then cut that all out. All right, so yeah, let's get the tires on. All right, putting these tires on, I already put the other tires on, but it's pretty quick and simple to do. You got to do it anyhow before you glue them anyway. So the tires, I mean, they hold on there okay. from what I'm gathering. But you definitely want to glue them because it'll definitely it'll come off, I'm sure, off that little bead. It definitely come off when you're turning or something like that, potentially. So yeah, when you're doing that, just put a little CA glue throughout it and glue them up. And that's what I'll do, but I'll do that off camera on that part of it. Anyway, let's get the other little parts that we're gonna need. I'll go ahead and get these off. There are, since they give you 6 of them, I'm assuming there's a little bit of an offset that you can do as well with these. I'm gonna go ahead and probably use just these 4 here, and I'll see how how it looks or how the body top's gonna fit if I do need that little bit of offset anyhow. So let me see what we need to do. All right, guys, so we're almost at the final stretch here of this build anyhow, so been cool. So I've already grabbed a few of the extra parts here when it comes to like our bumper. We just need a few things here and there. Our body post, you know, our battery strap, our little battery, or actual like kind of like we'll say body clips here, but they're going to be our battery clips. Also, as far as just a little extra screws, the little tool that it comes with here, our bushings. You might have bearings, and that's cool. Even better, it's going to ride a lot smoother. So you guys, if you don't know what, you know, if you're doing a build and this is what you have, it's not going to roll that good compared to bearings. So if you spend a little extra money, you'll definitely, you know, get something, you'll get it rolling a lot better. So that would have been something you want to do from the get-go, but I'm going to go ahead and do that upgrade down the road. It's not something I want to do right now anyhow. So there's only a couple pages left. You guys have probably been looking anyhow. So yeah, man, home stretch right here. So if you've gotten this far, man, congratulations. So definitely cool. And I think the biggest task is that dude right there. Maybe some of you guys are like, oh man, you know, painting the body, that's not a big deal. You know, it's kind of got a little 3D to it a little bit because it's got the extra piece in there. I'm talking about this part right here. So I'll see how that all kind of works out as well. I've have a little experience when it comes to some of the body tops as far as painting them or any kind of customization on that part of it. But anyway, let's get these wheels on, right? All right, so when it comes to the wheels anyway, you have some options. If you want to go ahead and put these rotors on there, it's up to you, or you can just use these little spacers, hex, you know, connections that are there, and that'll be fine as well. So totally up to you. I mean, they're black. They don't stand out with the so-called gray rim, you know, so it's like you can barely see it in there. I'll do it just for the heck of it, but I'm going to go ahead, put that through. We'll get our bushings, in this case, on there. So we'll just go ahead and plop that on. Obviously I need to grease it up, but I'm just kind of showing you there. And then I'm going to go ahead and time lapse this little part of it. All right, last wheel. I'm just getting a little bit of grease on there just because of the fact that, well, again, they're probably going to switch it out anyhow. So I'm just packing it so that way there's just getting some grease in it. We're good to go. Let's go ahead, get our pin in there. Good deal. Gonna get our rotor on. I'm just using all the same rotors too, just so you guys know. So nothing fancy on that part of it. And as far as tools, well, you know how you've seen it. As far as the tools that I'm using, nothing fancy on that part. Just kind of keeping it pretty simple on that. So it's nice to give you the tool. These little T-style tools anyhow are very nice. Let's go ahead. Looks pretty dope, man. I'm liking it. Not much on suspension, but definitely, woo, wow, she's a bouncy one. Anyway, these friction shocks, yeah, they're bad. So you want to upgrade that. Let's go ahead, get onto the front. Let's go ahead and get our body mounts on there. Let's get that all wrapped up right now. So since we're in the home stretch, I think these are going to be the small ones, and we got the rear ones that are going to be the larger ones, which are going to probably go this way. Anyway, let's get yeah. Okay, so now we're just on to the bumper now. So put that on there. You know, as far as the parts go, you don't have much left, so it's going to be pretty obvious as far as to what you need on this part of it. Our famous MA2. All right, man, so we are finished on this part of it. Now we're pretty much just onto the body top. Everything else is going to be just very minor. So let's fire this thing up. Let's see it roll forward, backwards, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the radio first here, turn on our car, get everything good to go. So we're good on that part. And let's just move this body top a little bit out of the way. So I'm just gonna roll it back and forth, you know, because I'm like a kid right now, want to see it roll. So we got it going that way. Yeah, it's not bad at all. Not bad at all. All right, cool. I'm excited about it. It definitely was a fun build anyhow. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I know sometimes it's kind of like, it can be maybe a little bit boring, but maybe if somebody, you know, if you're just building a car, you're like, well, I don't really, what's up with building the car? This might be helpful for some of you guys, girls. This is part 3, so we're pretty much at the end here. Other than the fact that I can come back with the final product and maybe do some kind of like little running video of it. You guys can let me know in that part of it. Leave a comment down below if you were building yours as well, following along, or you know you enjoyed the video. Anyway, appreciate you guys always watching as always. Also, you know what, you gotta check out OMGRC for all your hobby goodness. That's where you need to be going and getting your stuff. Anyway, we got paints, we got, you know, RC vehicles, we got kits, we got everything. So loads of stuff there, guys. Anyway, until next time, it's Joe with OMGRC. You guys take care, and you know, don't forget to subscribe. Till next time, later.